Welcome back to class. My name is Naya Abernathy, and I am your professor here at the Dignity Ambassador Academy. You made it. You made it through Learning Lab 2. Congratulations. Before we dive in, wrapping up, talking about what's next, we're going to do what we always do, which is laying our foundational concept of dignity. Dignity is the intrinsic worth and value each being carries that cannot be taken away. You have it, I have it, the people you know have it, the people you don't know have it. Plants, trees, waters, animals, all have it. And when we move through the world aware and engaged in our dignity and the dignity of others, we move through the world a little bit differently. And I think we promote some internal and reciprocal flourishing in that way. So I'm so glad that you've been here and been learning and practicing about it. So we have been talking about dignity and emotions. We talked about difficult emotions and the permission and the practice around what is needed to kind of transform those difficult emotions into emotions that you can engage with. We talked about the SNAIL practice, right? Slowing, noticing, affirming, identifying, and loving yourself and others is something that's a reciprocal practice that you can do. And we kind of went over those things in more detail, obviously, over the course of like 5 classes. But those are the concepts that we really focused on in this learning lab. And you marry that with the first learning and practices from the Learning Lab 1, where we talked about dignity and the dignity effect, the experience, not the company. And you're really starting to build something really rich, a very rich foundation, a humus almost, that you can continue to plant seeds and tend and cultivate your internal reality and how you move through the world and show up in relationships. And that's kind of the goal. So what's coming up in May is when we'll be back for Learning Lab 3. And Learning Lab 3, we're focusing on dignity and ASEL. If you're not sure what ASEL is, it is what I do at the Dignity Effect, which is adult social emotional learning. And we'll be drawing a lot from the work that CASEL does. And CASEL is the organization that really makes sure that social emotional learning is happening in the K through 12 context. And they are also having cultivating a focus around adult SEL, because they recognize that if adults are going to help kids with it, then they also need their own learning process and practices. And so I'm excited to talk about how these all kind of work together. Now, Learning Lab 3 is going to be our final public learning lab. It'll be archived here, but it is also going to live on my website, where we are going to have a membership space opening up late spring, early summer, and there will be other free learnings, but there'll also be paid learnings in that space as well. Courses, virtual gatherings, longer form classes, those things are going to start to be available over there. So thinking about that and noting that is important. Also, what's happening in the interim as well is live labs. So live labs is the space where we will be practicing dignity and wonder in community, either virtually or in person. And so if you are interested in that and want to learn more, you can find the link. You can follow the link. It's in my profile. And sign up for more information. So those are going to have limited seating because it is live, because it's there's focused themes. We're walking through a process together. So you're going to want to be on the email list, know when the seats open, so you can go ahead and make your decision on which ones you want to join and register and sign up. So I'm very much looking forward to diving into Learning Lab 3 starting in May, opening up these live labs and being in practice with you all in community. That's going to be really fun too. And then really shifting additional learnings onto my website, so it's all in one spot, easy for you to access. And again, these learnings will live here as well as on my website. And there'll be other offerings that'll be there as well, including things like blogs or like podcast style conversations, as well as courses and classes. So I'm looking forward to it. In the meantime, keep practicing, keep connecting with yourself, be aware and recognizing the reciprocity that you live within day in and day out. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in Learning Lab 3 in the next class.